Hello and welcome to TutorCruncher. In today's video, I will be walking you through your tutor profile and we'll be looking at some fun things that you can do on here. Now, just a little side note that depending on the agency that you work for, this profile might look a little bit different. They might have changed it up a bit. The first page that you're taken to when you first log into your account is the dashboard. Now, here you have a lot of different information, including information about the students you've worked with, the number of lessons you've taught, the amount you have been paid already, and the amount that you're yet to be paid. We also have the Actions Required tab, and under this tab, basically any action that you are required to perform will show up here. For example, I need to mark these lessons as complete, and I need to raise invoices for these lessons. So this comes under my Actions Required tab. You can also look at recent payment orders and see if they have been paid or not. You can also look at your upcoming lessons and lessons that were done or completed recently. You can also look at your account overview through the overview panel. And here you can look at the hours you've taught and the amount you've been paid. So this helps you keep track of the work you've done and also your payments. Now, through the My Profile panel, you will be able to add or update your contact details and other skills. So, for example, you want to update your mobile number or your address, you simply go to Actions, Edit Profile, which takes you to this page right here, where you can update your contact details, your address, your phone number. You can also see what notifications you want to receive or don't want to receive. And you can also add any extra fields to your profile. On this page, you can also add your payouts account. You can also add your bank account details and update your teaching skills or your qualifications. You can also upload your resume, your DBS checks, or any other documents on here. Through the Payment Orders tab, you can look at all of your payment orders that have been paid to you or they're unpaid or have been voided, etc. If you click on any of these payment orders, it will take you to this page here where you can see which lesson it relates to. You can also view the PDF here, and that gives you a detailed information for the lesson. You can also download the PDF if you like. Next up is your calendar. So through your calendar, you can look at all of your upcoming lessons, plan, schedule lessons, or the lessons that you've already done. Available jobs is where you can look at any jobs that are available for application. And you can also apply for these jobs. For example, we've got maths and psychology here. So say you want to apply for this job for psychology. You just simply click on apply now and you create your application. So you can basically write a description as to why you're good for this job, why they should hire you, etc. And once you've written this application, you click save, and this application has now been sent. You can also look at and keep track of all your current applications. So these are all the applications that you've sent out for different jobs, and you can also check their status here. So you were accepted for music, for example, you were rejected for math, and these two applications are still pending. You can also keep a track of all of your current and past jobs through the My Jobs tab. So here you've got your open jobs as well as your finished jobs. Under open jobs, you've got all of your current jobs. And if you have a look at this column here, so this tells you if you can add a lesson to a job or not. And this setting is toggled by your admin, depending on whether they want you to be able to add a lesson to a job or they do not want you to do that. If you want to add a lesson to a job, for example, let's take English here. You simply go to the job and click on Add New Lesson. So let's say we want to schedule a lesson for next week, Friday. So for the 16th, we choose the time, and the topic would be English. It's probably the 5th or the 6th lesson, let's say. You can also set the location. For example, you want to take the lesson at the student's place, or you want to conduct the lesson at your place, so you can add a location there. And schedule future lesson. Once you schedule this lesson, it will show up as planned, and this is what it looks like. It will also show up on your calendar here. Got a lesson scheduled for next week, Friday. Now, if we go back to our job, we go back to English, and we go back to this lesson that we've just planned. Under more details, you can also see that we've got an online whiteboard integration. So you can also take this lesson online if you want to. So depending on your convenience or what it is that your admin wants you to do, you can either take the lesson in person or even do it online. You can also take a look at all the lesson reports that you've written for your students through the My Reports tab. So here you can go through all the lesson reports, you can filter them out according to your requirements, and you can also look at individual reports. So for example, let's take a look at this report for Jake Wright. You can take a look at the client report that you've written. You can also edit a report, but please bear in mind that you can only edit a report if the invoice has not been raised for that lesson. So if there is a raised invoice associated with the lesson, then you cannot edit the report. As a tutor, you can also add expenses for yourself. So for example, you had an in-person class with one of your students at their house and you had to take a bus for it. You can add an expense here for that client. So you can choose the category, which is expense. You can add a description, let's say, had to take the bus. So this is a travel expense. The date that it occurred on, the amount. So for example, you had to pay £20 for it. And the client, who the student is associated with, you can add them here. The job that it's associated with, and you can also choose the lesson here. And once you're happy with these details, you can just submit, and this expense will be added and it will be raised for you. Now we know that we can add documents through our tutor profile. So if you go to my profile, you can upload documents here, but you can also use this tab to add documents to your profile. We also got lesson recordings. So if you've got any lesson recordings through, let's say, TutorCruncher video or any other online whiteboard, they will show up here. And here you can see that these are all of your online whiteboard integrations. So we've got Group World, you're part of the Lesson Space online whiteboard, you've added your Zoom account, which is why it shows up as Launch Zoom. If you haven't added your Zoom account, then it will show up as Add Your Zoom account or Add Zoom. And then we've got the TutorCruncher video. So this is what your tutor profile looks like. These are the basics of it. And honestly, there's a lot that you can do here. We will also be talking about global profile and what that means, but that would be in another video.